Welcome to Mr. Brown's Basement, a channel devoted to sharing the craft of repairing, restoring, and modifying vintage electronic gear, and other random stuff. This is the Sharp 3S-111C, 5.5-inch black and white television.
The set has all the controls you'd normally expect from a late 60s or early 70s solid-state television. That's a TV without tubes, except for the picture tube. Volume, brightness and contrast, up front where they're needed. Speaker, usual VHF tuner, channels 2 through 13, and a UHF tuner, channels 14 through 83. If you want to receive local off-the-air broadcasts, just a single antenna. At the back, vertical size and vertical linearity. Linearity is how even the picture is from top to bottom. Vertical hold and horizontal hold.
These two terminals for a UHF antenna, and these two terminals for a VHF antenna. Separate antennas for separate tuners.
And this switch over here, which selects between internal or external antenna. And finally, because this is a portable TV, a switch which selects between using the TV and charging the batteries.
This switch appears right here in the schematic diagram. And it's this switch which led the seller to believe that the TV didn't work. In fact, the switch was in the wrong position. Switching it to TV and applying power, well, this is what happened.
You can win the pennant in spite of it. There's
As you see, it's got a decent picture. Unfortunately, this movie has a letterbox display, so I'm losing the top and the bottom of a picture, and it's not exactly a big picture. Here's the TV taken off its stand. There's the stand, which contains the AC power supply, or the adapter. It's a very simple circuit. I'll show you.
The base contains the transformer, 4 diodes, a few capacitors, a fuse, and not much else. Not even the filter capacitors are there.
With the TV turned upside down, there's a screw right there, and this thing here contains the battery compartment.
Opening the battery compartment,
Tubes hold a total of 10 D-size batteries. That's 12.5 volts. And you can select between using regular batteries, they were called dry cells, and rechargeables. Not a good idea to have that switch in the wrong place with dry cells because they don't like being charged and they tend to leak or burst, making a huge mess. Since it's portable, it needs a carrying handle, which it has right here. And now the TV can be picked up and carried away. And I can be very fashionable carrying this around. Since this TV works, what it does need is cleaning outside the case. Lots of grubby marks, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of dust inside. That's not a good thing for old electronics. Lack of airflow tends to suffocate it and cause it to overheat. Now, there's a small crack right over there. The plastic gets brittle over time. Glue can help that. And that's all I can see having to do. I'm not going to recap it because it doesn't need it, at least not at this time. It's only, say, 50 years old. Typical of old electronics, it's quite easy to get into. There are 4 screws at the back, and I noticed the antenna's floppy too, so it's probably loose. Let's just take a look inside. I'm going to do the minimum amount needed with this set. The knobs pull straight out. Nothing holds them in except for friction. Finally, this screw comes out, and then the plastic apron comes off. And there you have it. Printed circuit board construction. There's the speaker and the tuners. Another printed circuit board. On top, you can see a power transistor from something, probably the horizontal output. One of the tuners, an awful lot of dust, and then tucked in, sort of hard to see, but tucked in there somewhere is the picture tube. It does warn you that there may be high voltage present in the set even when it's off for a few minutes to a few hours, but we're not going to go there. We just have to stay away from the high voltage section and the picture tube. First thing I'm going to do is get a brush and get rid of some of this dust. I want to get out more of the dust. So we'll take out this screw here and this screw here. It will probably expose the picture tube. It's right in there. You can barely see the end of it. Right there. And it will tend to be very dusty because high voltage tends to charge dust particles and they are attracted. Much of the dust is removed now, and you can see the neck of the picture tube. That's a very, very skinny picture tube. I don't think I've ever seen one with such a small neck. And right at the top you can see the deflection yoke. I'm sure everything's very, very small to fit into such a small package. At this point it needs a good cleaning. Some glue. Crazy glue would probably work with that. Get some of the dirt out of the battery compartment. The contacts look really good. And just clean the outside. It's a little dusty here and there. No dust is between, this is just surface dust. No dust is on the inside between this plexiglass cover and the picture tube, fortunately. But if there were, we could just take this off. It's held on with screws. With lots of Windex and Q-tips, I'm getting into the nooks and crannies, and it's beginning to look better. I found another crack in the set and evidence of battery leakage, but nothing too serious.
The script, I was fascinated by the character of Branch Rickey. Unlike any character that I've had the opportunity to play before. Although he came from a rural background and he never went to high school.
Well, there you have it. The Sharp 3S-111, all cleaned up and fixed to the extent that it needed. On the back, well, the antenna has a bit of an issue. The plastic and the metals is stripped. So the best compromise I could do is come up with a clip over here to hold the antenna from moving. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more unusual and interesting videos.